I quit. Well, I actually quit 6 months ago to go ahead and start my own company. See, over the years, we have been programmed in a way that we need to go to the university. Then after the university, we need to go look for an entry-level job. Then once you get the entry-level job, now you need to climb the corporate ladder until you get to the C-suite level categories. That is the CFO, the CEO, the CMO, all these big titles. Then work till you retire. That was not in my mindset since the beginning. You see, early on in life, I was always the kid that would want to learn a new thing. I'd always be the kid that would try something different. If something piqued my mind, I'd want to go ahead and go and look into that item and see how I can monetize it and see how I can make something come out of that. And that is the mindset that I got that helped me to quit my job, combined with these three things that I learned along the way. You see, I've been employed for over 4 years in different companies, and what I've learned in these companies, the way of working is still the same. Probably you might work different items on the job, but the way of working is still the same. And these are the three things that I learned that helped me quit this job and start my own company. First of all, we need to understand what's the difference between being employed and starting your own business. At the end of the day, it boils down to actually the same thing. The difference is, if you are employed, you do a service or you offer your time in reward for money. So you go ahead and start working from the first day of the month till the end day of the month, and you are paid at the end of the month. Now, the difference here is, in an employment setting, you are well aware that you'll get a salary or you'll get a paycheck at the end of the month. But in your business, there's no salary at the end of the month. So you need to create opportunities for you that will allow you to make money within the month, so that come the end of the month, you have something to take home. The other thing that I learned is that the skill that you're offering in your employed job, there is somebody out there who is using that skill and providing it as a service, and he's actually being paid in his own company or in his own agency. Now, the key thing here is to know what skill you're offering here and what skill somebody can pay for, because at the end of the day, there are many businesses out there and many people want to outsource something, and the skill that you're offering in your 9 to 5 or your 8 to 5, that's the same skill that somebody out there is monetizing by selling it as a service in an official company or agency setting and selling it to another business or selling it to another company, and they're actually making money from it. I decided to optimize for what I'm really skilled in, and I decided to create a company from this skill, and I decided to offer it as a service. The other thing that I learned that helped my decision to quit my job, if you are employed, you get a pay rise of 3 to 5%, optimally 5% per year. Now, this is an increment in your salary that is determined by your performance in the previous year. So if you do not work to meet the expectations of your managers or the expectation of the owner of the business or company that you're working in, you will not get a pay rise. So if you have to wait for a year for you to get a pay rise of around 5%, that's a long period to wait. Now, I tried to understand this in the form of, if you had a company, what would it take for you to increase your revenue by 5%? There are a lot of ways to increase your income or your revenue by that 5%. First, you can sign an extra client. If you sign an extra, let's say if you're providing service for the client, let's say you are charging $1,000 per month. For you to increase your revenue by 100%, yeah, you need to sign an extra client. So that is one item that I realized that will I wait for the end of the year to be assessed if I worked well during the previous year, which sometimes can be biased because you don't know who is assessing you and you end up not getting the pay rise. So that is one thing that led me to quit my job. I wanted control of my revenue. I wanted control of my own income. I wanted a situation whereby I do not have to depend on somebody else to give me a good review so that I can increase my salary. So that was the first thing that helped me decide this. Now, the other way that you can increase your revenue in your business, you can do conversion rate optimization. This is what we call CRO. You can either do it yourself, and there are many tutorials out there on how to do it. You can go ahead and look into your website and optimize your website so that you are able to convert your clients even better. So doing this, you can increase your conversion rate optimization minimum of 5%. That is a lot of revenue that is going to come into your business by doing this one important step. And if you'll be doing this every 3 months, so let's say you're doing CRO, which should be done on a consistent basis, you should be testing day in, day out to see the best ways for you to optimize your website more so that you can be able to convert more of your clients. So this is another way that I learned that you can enable your business make more revenue. The other item is you can drive more traffic into your website. So if you drive more traffic into your website and your website is well optimized, you'll be able to sign more clients, you'll be able to sell more. The other thing I learned is I wanted autonomy. In a traditional job setting, you can only work in one place, not unless you're working remote. So for me, I was working remote some days, but some days I needed to go to the office. So due to this, you need to work on a specific place whereby it will make commuting to the office easy for you. So for me, I wanted to create an environment whereby I can be able to work from anywhere I want. I can be able to work at whatever time I want to work on. So that is one thing that I wanted to take back control of. So the other item that challenged me is I've had over 4 years of experience, and during these years I've learned a lot. The things that we normally do in a traditional job, these are the same things that you'll be doing in your own job. So let's say in your 9 to 5, yeah, you have a scheduled time whereby you need to get on a call with a client, and during this client call you're going to give an update as well in the call to say that this is what you're currently doing, your job should be completed by this day. This is exactly what somebody is able to do in his own job. In your own job, you're going to pitch to clients, you're going to give an update to your clients. So you see, these two items, dealing with clients both as an employee level and as a business owner, they do seem alike. The only difference is at this setting you are dealing with the client as an employee, and this setting you are dealing with the client as an equal partner. You are your own company, the client is his own company. You are able to channel your views on how you can best provide the services to the clients, and at the end of the day you are paid more. Because if you are employed and you're working for somebody and you are in a client call, yeah, just know the revenue that the company is getting from this client is distributed between the various employees that are going to work or are going to deal with services that are for that client. So why take a share of what the client is paying the company rather than taking the full share by running your own company? So that is one thing that I determined, because at the end of the day, what you're going to say in an employee setting and what you're saying in an official company setting, it's more or less the same. Because at the end of the day, if you get on a call with a client, what you're talking about is the client deliverables. What you're talking about is when you're going to deliver the work. What you're talking about is giving an update of how far the work is. And this is the same thing you're doing on your company, because right now I've been running my companies for 6 months now, and during that period there are days that we have client calls to give an update to the client on what has been done, what needs to be done, what you need from the client to enable you to be able to deliver the work in a timely manner. So those are basically the same things. It's just that you are working on it from two different ends. This is another thing that I learned during my employment period that enabled me to go ahead and start my own company. So every day, let's say from Monday to Friday, and for those who work on a Saturday as well, so from Monday to Friday you go to the office to do the same thing. So from 9 to 5 or from 8 to 5 you are probably doing the same thing, or even if you're doing a new thing, yeah, you have to be committed for a number of hours to do that thing. Now this was my idea here. If I'm able to go to somebody else's job and I'm able to do a specific task or do a number of tasks from morning to evening, what if I took that similar approach and did that for my own company? If I'm to go to the office, let's say from 8 or from 9, what if I wake up at 8 and 9 and start doing my own company's things? Let's say if I start reaching out to clients, if I start setting up my ads, or if I start working on client deliverables from morning to evening. At the end of the day, I'm still using the same approach that I was using in an employment setting, but now I'm using that similar approach in my own company. If I do that for 30 days straight, I won't be in a situation whereby I will not sign somebody. And I did this for 22 days, and on the 22nd day I was able to sign my first client. So I had belief in that if I'm able to dedicate my time from morning to evening, do things that are going to benefit my agency or doing things that are going to benefit my company, I'll be able to sign a client. The other thing I did is I was able to leverage skills, and I'll give a good example. Let's say if you're into sales and marketing and you're paid on a commission basis, if you can be able to sell somebody else's product and actually make a commission from selling that product, you can also sell your own product. It doesn't have to be a product. Even if you are selling a service while still employed, if you are able to go ahead, market that service from morning to evening, at the end of the day or at the end of the month, you are going to sell that service, then you get a commission. If you can do that for somebody else, that is a skill. You are good in sales and marketing, then you can be able to sell your own service or product. That's basically it. And the benefit there is you don't have to sell to earn a 4 to 10% commission. You sell and keep the entire amount. Now you don't have to sell in the form of the large scale you are selling. You can determine how much money you need to make by the end of the month, and you can set a goal that I need to sell this number of services by the end of the month to make this amount of money. So long as you know the goal you have, you can be able to drive yourself towards that. So those are the basic items that I was able to learn to go ahead and quit my job. If you want to know how I've been able to build my business in the last 6 months, check out this video here.